Hello, I'm Dr. David Lee from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to our clinic. Come on in. This is where the adjusting happens up here. So I'm close by up front and everything right here. This is where we adjust. This is where we do a lot of the nutrition challenging, as well as the EVOX from ZYTO. It all happens in this room right here. So this is Sally's domain, and we do a lot of testing in here. Now in our office we use a lot of testing with blood typing, like Eat Right for Your Type and Schwarzbein Principle and things like that, and we create our own homeopathics. We imprint those type of things. So Sally does a lot of that for us. She's a phlebotomist. We call her our vampire, so it makes it kind of fun. This particular therapy is twofold. This is an MG33, or an MG Pro as it's properly called now, pulse electromagnetic frequency, PEMF. We combine it with the biomat, which is a mat that has infrared and amethyst stones. So it's kind of like going to the spa and getting in the sauna and getting detoxed without getting sweaty and naked, by the way. And then these pulse electromagnetic frequencies, which is a pain device, yes. A healthy device, yes. A cellular exerciser, yes. It does many things. In this room we use zirconia cold laser. We have one here, we have one in the other room. We're using this for modulation of tissues, and most people have learned about cold laser therapy over the years, and I used to help teach it with the zirconia company for many years. We love their product. We love the energy that it gives us. It helps to speed up range of motion. It helps to break up scar tissue. Helps our patients to heal faster, better. Everything from burns to subluxations and everything in between. The simotherapy is sound wave therapy. Sound wave therapy for attaching to the acupuncture points at the bottom of the feet. 750 different frequencies can be programmed into the simotherapy machine. Each particular protocol is for a different type of patient or a different condition. It's kind of like getting an acupuncture treatment and a reflexology treatment and a sound wave treatment and a foot massage all at the same time. Photon sound beam. Photon sound beam. You're going to click it on where the instruments will send an electrical pulse through one side of the body, come out the other side of the body. The goal is so you can feel it going in and going out equal. You could stick it under your arm, you could put it behind your knees, you could put it under your bare feet, you could stick it in your pants pocket. There's lots of applications for it, but the whole point is getting the lymphatic moving. The photon sound beam, we use it a lot for lymphatic drainage, and once again, every patient gets each one of these therapies every visit because it's a round-robin appearance. It's not an individual therapy that we advertise. In our clinic, we think that it's the synergy of all these therapies together that get patients well. The VibraWave is about 10 minutes of vibration that vibrates the entire body, simulating an hour in the aerobics class at the gym. Getting the lymphatics moving, getting the body moving, getting the muscles moving, getting the entire body moving. Some people can do it standing up, some people do it sitting down, some people do it lying down, some people do it in push-up position. There's multiple ways of using the VibraWave, and everybody seems to love it. We also use a digital pulse analysis or DPA. We call it max pulse. The max pulse is important because most of us, and I'm a chiropractor, so most of us understand that heart disease is still the #1 killer in America. And if we're not testing people's heart and circulation with some real simple devices, we're probably not doing much about the #1 killer. So the max pulse is a device that we can use to give us about as much, if not more, information than a cardiac annual physical with your cardiologist. We can get it in 3 minutes. It gives us a nice printout. It tells people what their arterial expansion rate is, whether or not they've got clogging, how much their heart rate is beating, what their emptying rate is of their heart. It gives us a nice little printout of their EKG. With a little bit of interpretation study and about a 15-minute tutorial, most doctors can really dig into what the cardiac health is. Instead of waiting until somebody gets a cardiac moment or an episode or a scare, you can do something about it. Then there are nutritional protocols that we use to help clean up the mess, like Pac-Man, to clean out the artery sludge that most of us suffer from. The older you get, the worse it gets. So we're preventing heart disease right here in this office. We also use ionic foot baths, and there's lots of companies that have ionic foot baths, and the one I'm using here is Body Balance Systems. It's a real small little device, and the arrays come out and stick out, and they're made by many companies, etc. But I found this one to work very, very effectively, and it lasts a long time, and so do the arrays, etc. So that's why we use it. Now we also use alkalized water. We have two ways of doing the alkalized water. The first way that we've been using for about 25 years is a Microlite by Juniper Ionizer. But you must also not just change the pH, but also energize the water. And that's why there's a couple machines out there, one of them being the Juniper ionizer, the other one being the Kanga water change, which we have as well. And we give the water away for free. So our patients can understand that there's power in the water, and the water is definitely the fuel that runs your body. And we give that water away for free. Once again, our patients will bring their jugs in, fill them up, and that way we can encourage them to drink good, clean water, and it's not a money thing. It's all about getting them to drink water again. Now the research part of our clinic is all about live blood cell, red blood cell. We put the dark field microscopy and red blood cells under the light. Sometimes we do dry slides, those type of things. In our particular state, we're not allowed to do that with our patients for patient care because it's not allowed by the chiropractic law. So this is just done purely for research on friends and family and those type of things. But it's an exciting research project that we're up to. It gives us a lot of hints about healthcare, about what's working for the supplements, when it's working, when it's not working, what's working faster, better, etc. So we're pretty excited about that. And a lot of our patients will actually come and watch on our research nights and those things just for fun. Once again, it's not a patient care thing, but it's an exciting part of our research department. Makes it a little bit interesting when you can see things right up close and personal, like your own blood under a microscope. And that's another Zirconia laser. And yes, we do color therapy, we do sound therapy, we do other things like that. That's what the color glass is for if you've seen them in the office. Oftentimes we'll add those to our VEVOX treatment sessions. And most of the time when I'm doing chiropractic adjustments, I'm using adjuster and percussors. I'll use vibrocussors or I use 2 or 3 companies out there. Zirconia has one called a percussion, a variable percussor and a variable adjuster. And then Ed Miller has his own vibrocussor out there. So we use them both and they're pretty exciting technology instruments, and most of our patients are in love with them so much that we couldn't throw them away if we had to. So that's where we're at now. After all this time, we've kind of streamlined it down into a small, concise little clinic where we can do everything we need to do just for our patients on a one-step basis. There's a shelf here with a little bit extra leftover with some ideal protein on there for some of our patients that are kind of stubborn about losing weight. So we have an ideal protein program that helps them do that, but that's a minor part of what we do. So in order to put it all together, what happens oftentimes is that the doctors from other states, other clinics, other towns, far away, even other countries sometimes, will bring some of their hardest patients with them and come and experience it, or the doctor themselves will become a patient for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and actually experience all the therapies on how they work together. And by taking the ZYTO technology and the other additional therapies that we use, show them a lot better way to actually encourage patients to get well, to experience wellness. And it's very exciting to be able to teach that because now we have doctors doing what we do all over the country.